Now recently, I discussed Titanfall 2, and so to immediately move to an IP in the same universe is a cop-out, but just bear with me. Unlike Titanfall 2, Apex Legends is entirely a multiplayer game, and specifically a Battle Royale. And I think both of those features lend themselves to interesting discussion about why we play Battle Royales and why we play games at all. So I want to do this in two parts. In part one, I want to talk about why we play Apex Legends specifically, but more broadly, why we play Battle Royales. Why do we play a video game where every round we start from scratch and we could be killed in seconds of the match starting and then start back from zero again? And the short version is, well, because it's fun. If you're one of the 12 people that haven't heard of the Battle Royale genre, it's where you and sometimes teammates drop into a map with nothing and together while the map forces you into a set location. You then attempt to be the last man or team standing, and if you are, you win. Then you start over and you do it again. Apex specifically offers access to classes which give us team comps and that added depth to the game. And unlike other battle royales, using new characters and comps against the other people doing the same adds even more unique variety to every match. It's a game where only one winner remains and offers an opportunity to stand tall with two friends and proudly say that you were able to defeat and outlive everyone else, and that's a really powerful feeling. Because Apex and Battle Royales in general will destroy you. You will lose over and over and over and over and over again. But then eventually something happens. Eventually you win. And then you start to get good and you keep winning and then you lose all over again. And it's the constant struggle to come out on top of every other player again and again that is so fun. Sometimes you're top dog and other times you're dog food, but the game offers a fresh start every time. Did you just get 20th place? No worries, the guy who won last game is back to square one also. You're on an equal playing field every time, and I think that's what is so appealing about a Battle Royale. Recently, though, I've thought that this game is a good example of why we play games, because as a microcosm, the Reddit for Apex has been very critical. Despite the game being free, people complain that eventually you can't earn Apex packs, the Apex Legends version of loot boxes, so you lose the incentive to play. Or a lack of content makes people lose incentive to play, and this is where I think it's important to look at why we play games at all. I think sometimes we've got to stop and ask ourselves why we need the cosmetics and the new content. I, for one, am not against these things. I think the addition to them is wonderful, but are they necessary to the game? Are we playing the game because it will reward us if we do so, and we love this Skinner box design, or are we having fun? And it's thoughts like this that have led me to abandon a lot of games recently. But Apex is fun, or at least I think it's fun. I suppose your mileage may vary. And to see players over the years transform from "this game is fun" to "where is my reward for playing the game" outside of fun means we've in some ways forgotten how to have fun and why we play games. Growing up, my family had an N64, and I won't have any footage of the N64 games because I couldn't be bothered. But we had an N64 with Pokemon Stadium and a WWF game. I don't know if we ever owned more games than that. I mean, we rented some from Blockbuster, but we owned those two, and so I played them, and it was enough. I wasn't playing Pokemon Stadium because it offered me a reward for playing it. I did it because it was fun. And this isn't a video about how old games were better, because I don't think they were, but rather how we've forgotten our core reason for playing games in the first place, and how the reason to play can become warped by the monetization methods presented by companies, and how that becomes the game. I think Apex is a good example of a great game where players came because it was fun and forgotten the game is about having fun and not about getting cosmetics or badges or whatever. And this isn't a good description of every Apex player. Many people have enjoyed the free content and only play because it brings entertainment. The cosmetics and map updates or what have you, these are incentives to encourage play, but if they are the reason you play, I think you should give some thought to why you play games. Because the point of these disjointed thoughts is for us to recapture the joy we've had, to play games because we have fun, and so we can maintain the hobby of playing games as something that gives us a meaningful experience, and not something hours of our life are lost to in the pursuit of a cosmetic that has no guarantee of even dropping. I play Apex because it is fun, and I hope maybe you can enjoy things for the entertainment they bring you, and not the rat race companies introduce into their product. So thanks for watching, and until next time,